Hey guys, it's Dr. Daniel Sugai, board certified dermatologist. Thank you guys for your support on the channel. I've been having a blast here on YouTube and really great to see the channel grow with all of you, this great community. So thank you for your great engaging comments and hope you're all having a nice holiday season. So today is gonna be a video on dry skincare and how do we care for our skin this winter. Of course, we'll throw in a few goodies, some anti-aging tips and such, but really talking about dry skin because in clinic here, I'm in clinic, right in my clinic here, and we are seeing a lot of eczema, psoriasis flares. People are really having a hard time with this cold weather change from hot weather to this fall transition. Now feeling really like winter. We're getting frost on the ground. It's quite slippery out there. My parking lot for my clinic was like an ice skating rink this morning. So it's really tough on our skin. I'm seeing a lot of eczema flares, like itchy rash on the back, especially on the waistline, even for myself. So how do we deal with eczema? Eczema is a common condition we see in babies, children, adults, really elderly patients. And as you get older, you can even say eczema is very common, not just a young kid problem, because we start to dry out. We start getting hypothyroidism. We start going through menopause. You start just losing those natural oils on your skin and you really can dry out quickly. Now, when you have a genetic deficiency in say filaggrin, which is a really huge component of keeping your skin barrier intact, you don't have that. You're gonna have a broken skin barrier where there's a lot of holes in that barrier and it releases a lot of hydration or water. And so it dries us out as babies, children, young adults. But as we get older, we really don't have that oil to hold in all of that moisture. So what do? We use moisturizers that will really help lock in that moisture you got from say the shower or from your soak in the tub. Now you don't wanna do long showers or long soaks in the tub because you don't wanna wash off all the natural oil on your skin because you need those oils to really hold in moisture. If you want to add in more moisture, it's really hard with moisturizers, but hyaluronic acid, glycerin in your moisturizers are humectants that can draw in water and hold it there. You also need an emollient as well to trap in that moisture. Otherwise, it's gonna evaporate out of your skin. No matter if you have a ton of hyaluronic acid, you need something to hold in that moisture that's sticking onto the hyaluronic acid. The hyaluronic acid is a sponge that's just pulling in all that moisture, but it also can evaporate readily. So you need an emollient property. So there are different moisturizers out there. Now we're talking about body moisturizers. There are tons out there, right? You can go from as light as a lotion, like CeraVe's lotion, Vanicream's lotion, a pump. Cetaphil makes a nice lotion. Those are all great and convenient in a pump. A lot of my male patients like it because they are so resistant to wearing moisturizers. They will just do a pump because they don't want to open up a jar, stick their hand in. And a pump is great, just one-handed, boom, get it onto damp skin, great. But in the wintertime, you might need a moisturizing cream. And I'd say Cetaphil and CeraVe do a great job. CeraVe has ceramides that help fill in those holes in your skin barrier. So it helps restore that skin barrier so that you can hold on to moisture better. It has hyaluronic acid as well. So you got the skin barrier component that's being repaired, plus you have the hydration from the hyaluronic acid. Cetaphil does an excellent job with their vitamin B3, which is soothing, it can be anti-inflammatory, and it has panthenol, which can be moisturizing and hydrating. So it's really pushing vitamin B3, the B5, and it also has glycerin in it as well, which is that humectant. It has almond oil, and it also has, I believe, sunflower seed oil as well. So all great moisturizing ingredients in Cetaphil. So those are great. But if you have very sensitive skin and you really want to stay with just a really minimalist line, I see Vanicream is great. They make a great cream. It's pretty thick, but very nice for my patients, including my children and infant patients who need a good moisturizer. Now, if you have very dry skin, you want to consider something that's thicker. And if you want to put on your babies and then put their pajamas over it, that's a great way to just to kind of slug their whole body, right? On the damp skin, you're going to put a thick moisturizer. And the one that I prefer, that we would recommend at Harvard all the time at Boston Children's as residents, we send all our patients to go purchase this. It's called Hydrolatum or Hydrolatum. You can find that online. Amazon now carries it again. It's thicker like petrolatum, but it also has hydration. It's filled with hydration. So it's great for trying to replenish the moisture in the skin while having that emollient effect from the thick ointment. It's just a nice balance between Vaseline and a moisturizing cream. It's very moisturizing. So it's one of my favorite moisturizers for those with really bad eczema. Now, if you're dealing with eczema or atopic dermatitis, there is this nice moisturizer by La Roche-Posay. They have great thermal spring water. I've been to the town of La Roche-Posay in France. It's a really cute little town, and they harvest their spring water from below, and it's rich in these great minerals, especially selenium. Selenium being soothing, anti-inflammatory, and so they use that water in their great skincare products. The Lipikar AP+M really helps with restoring the microbiome of your skin. So all the billions of bacteria that's on your skin, it will help rebalance it, because I feel like the European scientists are really in tune to the microbiome, like what's going on, not just in our gut, but also on our skin. And then when things are off, you can get into bad things like psoriasis, or even like hidradenitis suppurativa in the skin folds, which is one of the worst, hardest things to deal with as a patient. And doctors have to deal with, but I can't imagine for a patient. As a patient, it must be so difficult dealing with fistulas, draining cysts in these skin folds. And that could also be related to a microbiome that's off balance. Now, the AP+M Lipikar moisturizing cream has evidence behind it. It has shown to help with quality of life measures, itch scales. It can be improved if you're using this in conjunction with systemic medications that someone like myself, a dermatologist, would prescribe, say a JAK inhibitor or dupilumab, which is a biologic to help with eczema on face or body. And so we give that to 6-month-old babies and up. They have shown in a study that this can help itch scores by adding that in to a regimen. So having moisturizer with these systemic medications that you can say are hardcore, or they're very expensive at times, but they are systemic, meaning you take it as a pill or an injection, and you would think that would just be throwing the kitchen sink and you'd be good. But these medications aren't perfect. So skincare is very important when it comes to treating the whole entity, the whole condition. And so using a moisturizer at least 1 to 2 times a day is important, okay? So winter skincare, you know, cleansing wise, I always say you can skip the morning cleanse in the morning when you wake up and your face is feeling tight and dry, especially me around the cheekbones and being a little red. I'll skip a morning cleanse. After a whole day in clinic or at the end of the day, you definitely want to wash your face. But what cleanser do you use? I like the Gentle Skin Cleanser by Cetaphil or the CeraVe's Hydrating Cleanser. I prefer that over the foaming, especially in the winter, because that's more for dry, sensitive skin. Foaming is more for picking up excess oils. You know, the Neutrogena Hydro Boost cleansing gel I use in the summer a lot. I do like a gel cleanser when I have oilier skin in the summer. I might put that on the side and do more. The CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. I like Vanicream's cleanser, is very gentle, and also La Roche-Posay's Toleriane Hydrating Cleanser. It's the white one and not the blue. Those are the cleansers I'll use in the winter time. And when my skin is very dry, I'll even use those as body cleansers. So that's actually a new thing that you could do. You don't have to technically wash every day in the wintertime if you're not sweating a lot. But if you have really bad eczema though, you could decrease the length of your shower to less than 10 minutes. In your baths, less than 10 minutes. You can avoid the really hot scalding water that will really strip your body of its natural oils. And you can also decrease the frequency of showers if you're dealing with really bad eczema. But again, shower every day if you need to. If you're working out, if you're getting, you know, sweaty, if you're going swimming in an indoor pool, definitely shower off all of that trapped dirt and sebum from your pores. We want to be hygienic. We don't want to be stinking up the house. Now, cleansing, we got out of the way. Definitely can continue your vitamin C serums or your hyaluronic acid serums. I'm doing a lot more hyaluronic acid and slugging in the winter time. So hyaluronic acid, La Roche-Posay has the HaluB5, one of my favorites. Vichy Mineral 89, you can consider. You got the Ordinary, you got the Inkey list. Those are more affordable options that you can get at, like, say, Sephora. Those hyaluronic acid serums are just fine. Now, hyaluronic acid we talked about is a water magnet. Put that onto damp skin after you cleanse. Trap in all that moisture and then go ahead and put a moisturizing cream over it, whether it's CeraVe in the tub, a moisturizing cream. Even though it doesn't say it's for the face, you can totally use that for the face. Just like the Cetaphil moisturizing cream in the jar, you can use that on the face as well. And then after that, what I did this morning, put a nice layer of Aquaphor over the cheekbones and the forehead, just to kind of slug all that in, going from thinnest to thickest. And then I put my sunscreen over it. Sunscreen that I've been doing, still with the Tinted Sunscreen, Dermatologist Universal Tinted Moisturizer, SPF 46, EltaMD UV Clear Dupe, great lightweight moisturizer with sunscreen. So that's a huge favorite between my wife and I. But I also use CeraVe's Sheer Tint SPF 30, very nice one that kind of will help hide some blemishes as well before going into clinic, especially when my skin's a little red in areas. I will put a tinted sunscreen over that to help hide that redness. My patients might still see a little peak of red going through the tint, but it is very nice and soothing, I think, to put like a sunscreen over it that's gentle. So CeraVe does a great job with their sheer tint. The other one you could consider if you have redness would be Dr. Jart, their color correcting cream. They have Camo Drops, something green tinted to help complement red to hide the redness. If you have rosacea, you can consider that sunscreen as well. So those are some good picks. The other brand that's great for sensitive skin is Coats, C-O-T-Z. They have a tinted sunscreen and also a sensitive skin one. Those are both awesome. So nice, won't irritate my skin at all. So I'd say those are all nice things. You know, the hyaluronic acid on moisturizer, you can slug and you can go put a sunscreen over it. Now at night, you can consider continuing your retinoid. If you're not pregnant, do tretinoin, which is something I prescribe. That's the king of all anti-aging skincare. It helps with fine lines and wrinkles, helps clean out your pores, helps with hyperpigmentation by lightening and increasing cell turnover. If that's too harsh this winter, you might want to consider something over the counter wise like retinol. Retinol, you could alternate your tretinoin with say Olay's retinol 24. That one is very gentle. You can consider CeraVe's resurfacing retinol. If you want to stick, I'm still able to tolerate my Alpha Ret, but sometimes you might not be able to do that every night. So you might want to alternate that with like an over-the-counter retinol or your tretinoin. I just want to show you this Alpha Ret clearing serum that is pretty cool. This one has glycolic acid, lactic acid in your retinoid. That's like your Alpha Ret, but you also have salicylic acid here. So if you have acne prone skin and you want something all efficient put together, the Alpha Ret Clearing Serum, pretty awesome pick here, but might be a little too intense in the wintertime if you have sensitive skin. So something nice like this may not work all year round for you. You might have to take a break from it and just do your regular Alpha Ret. You have the intensive Alpha Ret with 18% glycolic acid instead of 10% in the regular Alpha Ret. You might only be able to tolerate the regular Alpha Ret instead of the intensive. So skin's dynamic with the seasons. And so even if it works for you in the summer, it might not work for you in the winter. But you know, if you have oily skin still in the wintertime, check this one out. This is awesome. Getting the salicylic acid in there, very, very nice and gentle mixture there. For now, I'm just gonna stick with my plain old Alpha Ret, not the intensive, because I don't wanna irritate my cheekbones further. Now, if you're not able to tolerate a retinoid at all, there are other options you can consider. There's bakuchiol. There's Naturium has bakuchiol gentle that you can consider. If you want to work with peptides only, you know, there are peptide containing moisturizers or serums. This one's really cool. I just want to show you. Cetaphil came out with a peptide line for those who can't tolerate retinol or retinoids. Look how cool that looks. Peptides, self-signaling, so it helps with collagen boosting like tretinoin, but you don't get the irritation with it. So they have a whole line. You can use their eye cream with the peptides to help with crepiness and just sagging skin there. It won't tighten up your skin per se, but it could prevent the aging look of your around the eyes, which is very easy to do. It's very thin skin here. So with sun damage and such, you can really thin out the skin further and cause sagging, that crepey look that people don't like, increase lines, increase crow's feet around the eyes. So check out that that line. It's a nice line by Cetaphil. It's very surprising to see Cetaphil in the anti-aging game, but it's about time. You know, they make great gentle products. Why not get into the anti-aging game? And I think it's on brand for them to switch to anti-aging, but not full on retinol, because they're all about being gentle, right? Gentle skincare. I've been recommending that brand for years. Good to see them in that space, but staying true to their messages of staying with gentle skincare. Now, if you have keratosis pilaris or those bumps on the back of the arms, that's very common in general in kids and adults, but in the wintertime, it might become more obvious, more accentuated. So things you could consider for that would be, you know, besides your regular moisturizers, you can consider things with acids in it, like lactic acid and amlactin. You have lactic acid. So amlactin's a great moisturizer to put on the damp skin if you have KP. And then the other thing you can consider would be something with urea. So Eucerin roughness relief, or their advanced repair. That formula is really good to have lots of urea, which is a natural moisturizing factor found in your skin that helps hydrate by bringing in water. And it's a humectant. So like hyaluronic acid draws in water, but it's also keratolytic, where it breaks up and peels away dead skin gently. So I like Eucerin a lot for that purpose. So sometimes people can't tolerate amlactin. It's a little too much with the lactic acid. Do Eucerin. And the other one that I've liked recently is Gold Bond's rough and bumpy moisturizing cream in that gold jar. So nice. I love that one a lot. That one really can soften up your arms. Don't go scrubbing and using a scrubber or brush or those harsh cloths to wipe away your KP. Just trust your moisturizers with those chemical exfoliants to help soften those bumps instead, okay? Because we don't want to run into any eczema flares this winter, okay? So I hope this video was helpful, guys. Have a great holiday season. I appreciate you all. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel, and please share with your friends who are struggling with dry skin this winter. Okay, take care, guys. Peace.